lamination butter, I know food-wise, cost-wise, most establishments in Atlanta, at least, they make their own butter sheets. Personally, I always say I'd rather add the cost of the butter to the croissant dough because the outcome and the job is extremely easier.
And
right?
labor
And
saves
labor saves you, yeah.
You don't know if they can even roll it out right.
Exactly. And these butters are not, regular butter is not meant to be laminated. It doesn't have the same fusion point, so it melts faster. It doesn't hold in the proofing cabinet, so most proofing cabinets are a little bit more like it's hotter, it's warmer inside, so the butter tends to leak. So this one doesn't do that. So that's why I always suggest definitely add the cost of the product, but this is gonna make your job easier 100 times.
So what about this butter that
It's different.
yes, that makes it where it does not melt? Is it a higher
So
less percent fat, higher percent
It's
fat?
the process, the way that they do it. So regular butter, the fusion point is just with a lot of water. This one doesn't have that much water. So the way that they make the butter, the fusion point is just completely different than regular butter.
So it's a little bit more hydrogenated maybe?
No, actually the other way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And now they even have,
They
like
don't-
this is 82%, I'm pretty sure they just came out with like a 99
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's more
Oh,
stable
solid.
and it's pliable because once you do lamination, because the way that we're gonna be able to do it, we're gonna be able to do both the folds at the same time. In order to do that, you have to have a butter that resists temperature, resists pliability, that is flexible to be able to do all those folds. If we do it with the regular butter, it's gonna give it way too much work. Every time that we're gonna roll it out, we have to put it back in the cooler. It's gonna get softer. It's gonna leak. It's gonna melt. It's not gonna have the same crispiness and the flakiness in the croissant that they should be.
It's also a shelf life thing too.
Yes,
Less
absolutely,
moisture.
yeah.
I didn't know that originally.
Okay.
And I already did a test where I've been teaching one of the girls at work to do croissants, and she used the store-bought butter, and it did leak when we were
Yeah.
proofing it, and then we did another one with this, and it didn't, and it was perfect. Yeah.
Even
So
if,
it's
even
really-
if you have it at the same temperature, it's
Mhm.
just it doesn't hold the way that they mix the butter when they do it.
Mhm.
It just doesn't have one has more water, and this one they don't have that much water.
And some chefs I saw before back in the day would mix their butter with flour.
Oh
To
yes,
then
yeah.
roll to then.
Yeah, actually for the puff
Now you
pastry, most recipes do it. I still do it with the same lamination butter because, and also to add that is the flavor too. You know, this butter, the particular is just completely different.
What's the cost of one? I have to pull it up. I can't remember. It's not bad though when you think about it.
It's like $20 because the box comes in 10, and I think it's the $200.
But it's so variable because
Yeah.
again with the dairy prices and everything, eggs,
Yeah.
dairy, everything, it just keeps going. So one week it could be cheaper than the
So
other.
36
it's variable.
pounds of regular butter for us, a European that we're purchasing through US Foods is about $150.
Okay, no, that's still good. But you still have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just trying to give you a
Yeah.
Yeah.
comparison.
I mean,
And you
no,
said this comes in 20 pound?
Yeah, it's a 20 pound or 22 pound because
Yeah.
it's 10 2.2.
Yeah, 2.2.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's gonna be more expensive than regular butter. There's no doubt about it. But
Absolutely.
when
Well,
you
also I was gonna say, have you tried Kerrygold butter?
Mm-hmm.
no,
Oh my God, it's so good. It comes from Ireland. It's like the best. You know what I mean? And then you get something else from the store too, and you're just like, oh
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the flavor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
but no, absolutely. It's just about saving time. You know, when yes, you might be saving the cost here, but you're gonna have to get the parchment paper, get the people that make it the right way, make everyone is not doesn't have, it's so much flavor that you're like, you know what, the French made this because of a reason, so why don't we just
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oui.
Why not? All right, so that's where we're gonna go. So we're gonna be doing the dough. We're gonna do the croissant dough. Then we're gonna jump to do the puff pastry dough. Then we should be jumping into. We're gonna leave the butter sheet. I'm gonna show you guys how to, because the theory says that the butter has to be half the size of the croissant. So that's what we're gonna leave it already ready today. So tomorrow we can laminate easier. And ideally, we should be doing all the components for the croissant dough. We're gonna do the egg wash today, the raspberry insert. This one we have to freeze it, the glaze, and the apple filling for the apple cheese.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So the croissant that I have made, it's kind of a 3-step process, and I was trying to get it down to like 2 days, right? And so do you think that? I mean, I don't know. Is this normally kind of a 3-day like?
For me, it's a 2 day.
that was so trying to get it down to that as far as that 1.5 hours, and so the lamination, can that be done on the same day?
Oh, yeah,
Or the lamination, the rolling?
As the dough?
Okay, yeah.
No, it definitely,
The
definitely.
dough, I mean the lamination and then the rolling.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So
So
what
you're
we,
doing the dough on the first day?
yeah, dough on the first day, because it definitely, that is the point where you say, I cannot compromise.
Right,
Because it
that
needs
has to
separate,
have
yeah.
its time.
But absolutely, then definitely the next day, we're doing the lamination, you rest it for like an hour, and we can already start rolling it out and shaping it.
Okay, yeah.
And then 2 more hours later, probably less, because when they're fresh, it takes like an hour and a half. So an hour and a half later, you already have the croissants ready to bake.
But I imagine in teaching this too, you could also teach the chocolate, you
Oh,
could
yes.
teach, and like moving straight into
Yeah.
puff
Yeah,
pastry all
exactly,
at the
yeah.
same time. Okay.
Even puff pastry, you can do it very early, rest it for like 2-3 hours, and then you can start. But that one, it's gonna take you longer because you do have to rest it in between the folds, because that one's gonna be 5 folds. So that one's gonna be a little bit.
What's your croissant?
Croissant is gonna be 1 single to 1 double.
Yeah.
So that's good. But what it definitely from croissant, you can definitely do it
27 layers? No. What's the layer?
for the croissant. For the well, that would be only 3. Well, 2 a double counts for 4, 5, 12. 12 pages are gonna.
I just keep trying to think of where they can stop for the day with the students. They can have them maybe mix all the dough.
Yeah, do the
Let it proof.
dough day one.
What about
And
doing it
proof
1 week
overnight.
and then because when we do production, we freeze them.
Yeah.
So we do 1 week of production of doughs, and then the next week we do all lamination, and of course that's hotel wise. But you can also kind of like take down to a
See what it's all can do, all
Yeah.
the different things that it can do. Yeah, that's an option.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
and you can also
The freezers are going to be your friend.
Yeah, yeah.
1.5 hours.
and definitely all the components, because making the raspberry insert is not gonna take more than
No,
5
right,
minutes.
right,
It
right.
wash 5 minutes. So
We
I
can also
think
say that.
I would focus on doing the doughs and do all the components that you're gonna go with the croissant, and then the next day you already have everything
You've got
ready.
everything ready.
It's just about
You know, you make the plus on day one and set, and then day
Yeah.
two is showtime.
yeah, absolutely.
We can see how it all comes together.
Yeah, we can do all that.
Unless they'll probably be absent. Do you guys want to do hands-on where we have you do it, or do you want to watch us? So after this.
I would like new hands on.
Yes,
just so
okay,
I can
hands-on.
say-
Okay, cool.
So you
I
can
just didn't
say-
want to assume. I think that's the best. That's how you learn.
So you say, no, that's not what we need to do. Can you do this? If I do it here, can you do it?
I was going to say, you want me to point it that way, or you want to do
Or
it?
I can just point it
No,
out?
you're perfectly
Was it
there.
off when we were working on it?
Well, because we were just mixing it up.
Do you want me to go ahead and mix out for the
Yeah.
puff pastry?
Yes,
that'd
Is
be
that good
great. Yeah.
with you guys? Because if she's doing that for show and tell.
Okay, so what we did on camera is, we're just trying to bring it together. We're not really developing the gluten.
Yes, we're not.
Let me go get us another one of those. I hate that. That's a piece of crap.
She's like, I'm used to it. There's always somebody that.
I know.
I get mad when I clear it and then I come back and somebody
Yes.
just does it again. I'm like, I love it.
Thank you.
What should I do?
We should have 24 precious cherubs doing that.
Oh, God.
That's fine.
All right, so now we're gonna put it right here.
Okay, so what are we looking for, so they know? Or that they're not necessarily testing this, because it's
No.
pretty hard. I mean,
Yeah, it's halfway on developed gluten. So we're gonna finish developing the gluten and the lamination process.
So that you would consider this only halfway developed?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Tough.
Just for that timing
Yeah.
and how it's coming
So that's
together.
it. We're not
Okay.
no more needing. So now we're gonna put it right here, and
Again, as long as you know I'm asking you questions. I'm not
Absolutely.
questioning you.
No, it's just because you're going to be developing even more and developing even more, and then it would be overdeveloped, you know?
So we're gonna.
Well, I was just feeling how strong the gluten is already, and I see that it's not just totally bouncing back, it's still staying in there, but.
So we wanna make sure that we kind of like build like a square shape. And then with the rolling pin, you gotta
The
lower
fun
it.
part, the stress management.
Exactly. So just lower the thickness to halfway.
All right, so
So from right here,
you're just rolling it out,
Yeah.
what's happening, okay.
no tapping. Because at this point, we want to make sure that we're not developing more
Okay.
gluten. So it's just about resting it and creating a little bit of tension. So the way that we do it here, because the plastic wrap is going to allow it to still be tight and maintain the shape.
Okay, so it doesn't matter kind of the size that you're doing, you just want it kind of square so that when you get ready
Exactly.
It just
next
makes
time,
it
it's
easier,
easier
yeah.
to get going
Exactly.
for your shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, I don't really, all I want is to give it as much as rectangular shape. Tomorrow is where we're gonna worry about size.
Okay, but at least you're in the ballpark. of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So right now, we're gonna rest it for 45 minutes in the freezer,
In the freezer.
and then
Okay, so we'll stop that.
Okay,
So the
go.
difference, all right, so cover three things. One, when we finish the dough here, how long do you keep it and why, and what the vinegar does? And then also what you just said about the difference in the puff pastry.
So the vinegar in the dough allows it to extend the shelf life in the freezer. So it also helps preventing the dough to turn black, targeting those spots in the dough. So oxidation, it prevents oxidation. And then this dough, because it doesn't have yeast, you can freeze it and then just use it whenever you want. We usually keep it in between guitar sheets that Francis sells them. And it's awesome because it prevents humidity in between the dough, and especially for freezing, the ice doesn't go inside the dough.
And they're called guitar sheets?
Guitar sheets.
Okay.
And then this puff pastry, you can make the Napoleons, you can make palmiers, apple turnover, or croissants, how we call it. So many things, you know, you can do with Danishes, you can do too. So I'm gonna teach you the Danish with the puff pastry, and I'm gonna teach you the Danish with the croissant.
Okay, so we compare.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
I love
And
it.
then you can play with the shaping, you can play with so many.
Lovely.
That'll be
So
really fun for the students to do
excited.
different
I
things.
know.
And we're still gonna go in a rectangle, correct?
Correct.
Mm.
As long as they don't smash the croissants, as long as they don't.
Yeah.
I want you to come
Put
look.
cookie dough on the croissants.
Exactly.
We had it on low for the 4 minutes, but see, it looks like that butter is still just not mixed well.
It's okay. You
Okay.
can knead it a little bit more about it and just bring it together, and that's it. You definitely don't want to get any. That's what it should look like, rustic.
Okay.
Did you say Venezuela is where you're from?
But it's
Or
ready.
Nicaragua, okay.
I
So
got
how
you
long
too.
have you been here?
Since 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I transferred me from Chile.
Chile.
I used to work from Carton.
So Venezuela, do you do the arepas?
I do arepas.
Arepas?
Yes. Yeah.
Love
My son loves it
arepas.
too.
Love.
He goes,
But the
"I-
open face with the, just all, it's so, it will work it
The
so
great thing
Danielle.
about, the great thing about the croissant though is that it's so humble that once you start
It's
working it,
humble.
you see it later and you're like, oh, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
see, there's a spiritual component.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
It's humble, we need to be humble.
I tell you what, while you're doing that.
Yes,
I'm
is this
gonna
okay
go get
then?
us-
Yes, that's perfect.
I'm gonna go get us, will you wrap mine and I'm gonna go try to find, oh, you got a new one, good.
Yes, she brought this out. You can have this one. Here. It's better. Okay. Sorry, I'm in two different spots. Was that the two
Well, Dan,
So sorry.
Well, we're gonna throw the dough,
Today,
sorry, the butter. So I'm gonna cut it in half. So
Okay.
the butter we're gonna cut it in half, and that will be 500 grams. So you're gonna get 500 grams for croissant, 100 grams for croissant, and then 500 grams for puff and puff.
Okay. All right. Let's see how close we get.
So one for you, one for you. The great thing is that we're gonna leave it in the same shape. For croissant and for
Yeah.
butter.
Which is another reason to do both of these on the same day with the same.
Exactly.
The kids could do this in one class period. Their doughs could be made and then laminate like they were saying the next day. That's my
Okay,
plan.
great.
When I write it up, I'm gonna write it up.
I get the light on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna just go with it to begin with, see where we are.
Yes, that's what we do.
Like that one needs to be more in.
No.
Or what you can do probably is have the means out, like if you're gonna make 2 or 3 doughs, have them all the mise en place for each dough. Put it in front of them so you can check it.
Yeah.
I found when we did the dough here,
They're not, oh no, they don't know what it means. It gets lost in translation, that's the biggest
I
thing.
said, way over down in front of you so we can see that everything's Liverpool practice.
Yeah, you're right, that's a great idea.
And you can beat that 3 recipes, then mix all 3.
Says 532 grams. Refrigerate.
Yeah, refrigerate for an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, that's good. That's the best part. I didn't know if they were doing that once a week, twice a week, or every
No,
day.
well, our advanced classes, so they'll do intro to culture, and that intro, these are the babies, they are 9th and 10th graders. I don't even take 9th graders, she starts at 10,
Okay.
but she starts at 9. That's what that showed.
You wanna do it?
I'm gonna let you do it quicker
Okay.
so that we can, and you can tell them what you're doing as you do it.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna be shaping the butter, the shape of the size of the paper sheet. So we want to make sure that the butter is double the size. No, the dough is double the size of the butter. So right now we're just gonna be pressing. I put in between 2 plastic wraps. So I'm gonna be checking that I'm definitely the size shape.
Oh, I know. That's why it's nice when people like just look at all the right there. Right there on the line. You know, Oh, it's amazing. I was very, very impressed. I showed them all the rolls. They were so pissed off.
Once you got that started, it just
Yes, exactly.
out a lot.
And then you definitely want to make sure that you don't push too much, so it's always even. Yes. So we're gonna make sure that we tie this more. Make sure that we keep the rectangular shape.
But how do you charge that much? I mean, I think mine would let me. They're gonna like almost double that. Yeah. Or now until like.
And now we're gonna put it back in the fridge until ready to use.
Okay. And I stack those and
Yes, absolutely. So for the raspberry insert, we're going to be using. So we're going to be using raspberry puree. We're going to be using granulated sugar, NH pectin, and we're going to be using Santa's gum. So the apple pectin, sorry, no, the Santa's.
It's right there. The NH pectin?
This is NH pectin, but the Santa.
Oh, I didn't bring example.
I thought you said just pectin and thermo.
Do we have a
I bet you that was one of the words that converted me.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna use
No, but,
these two. So the versatility. Let's talk about the thermal reversible helps the particularities that it's gonna set, but then it's gonna melt again in the oven. So that's what thermal reversible pectin does. So it has the versatility to set, and then once heated again, it melts again. The apple pectin doesn't allow that. Apple pectin is just sets, and that's it. You cannot melt it again. So that's why we use thermal NH pectin in any bread product that we want to make again.
So before we had this, what did you do? Or have you always used this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in my day, in 25 years ago, we just thickened it with a little starch.
Yeah, cornstarch, absolutely.
Now,
yeah.
back was back before the stuff ever came out.
But the great thing about NH pectin is that it maintains the shape. So once we add it inside the Danish, it's not gonna melt all over. compared to maybe cornstarch, it's not maintaining the shape.
Right.
This
It's
one,
gonna ooze into
exactly,
the actual
yeah.
layers
Yeah, this
of
one
the-
holds it together, and it's where you put it, that's where it's gonna
It's supposed to
stay.
stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at whatever spear cut you shape, a square, circle, a
Yes,
star.
yeah.
That's
What's it
the
made
shape.
out of?
What?
Is it made out of gelatin? Does it have gelatin in it?
What's in that? Your pectin?
Beecher's pectin, the thermoreversible, I
Uh-huh.
can't remember how they make that one.
Yeah,
The pectin though comes from the apple seed, and then this one does it say? It's got citrus pectin, sodium citrate, and dextrose.
Okay, so then anybody could use it.
Chemically induced.
Maybe the sodium citrate.
It's like using xanthan gum. You ever use xanthan gum?
Well, yeah, that's what we have to use.
I'm
the-
sorry, I'm sick of
Always.
making sense.
No worries,
Xanthan
guys,
gum
we
is
can
like
do it tomorrow.
magic.
We
You can make mac and cheese with that.
As soon as we come in the morning,
A roux or
we do it in the
cornstarch,
freezer, and then we'll use
xanthan
it.
gum. That mac and cheese recipe I gave you had xanthan gum and cornstarch,
It's only one
because you can
brand.
use either or. And it's,
But sometimes come, but it definitely does the job. It's important. I don't want to do it just for this one because then it's not.
So it just, all right, so it holds it together and it kind of makes it a little, the
Thicker.
viscosity thicker.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All
So
right.
once we make it, we're gonna boil that for 5 minutes because we need to make sure that the pectin is activated. It goes above 104. That's when it 102. That's when the pectin activates. So at 104, we're gonna pour it in the molds and then we're gonna freeze it.
Okay. And so that's what you're using there for your mold.
Exactly. So
Okay.
we're gonna pour it right here. So we're gonna bring it to the freezer, and then we're gonna cut it tomorrow. We're gonna pop it out. That's why we're using plastic wrap. And then we just always, and in production, we use muffin molds, and then we just freeze it. So that way it's easier to even when you cut it, if you had any left over, you can still melt this back again
And
then
reshape.
exactly. So there's no food waste.
Oh, nice.
That's why NH pectin is important to use it. Alright. So we're gonna do the egg wash and we're gonna do the pastry cream in the meantime.
Okay.
That should get us ahead. So by 1, we're gonna start doing the lamination for the puff pastry.
Okay.
Okay, so for the
Egg
egg
wash.
wash, we're gonna mix all the ingredients together. So we have egg yolks, we have eggs, milk, and salt. So you're gonna see that in the recipe we have a little bit more egg yolks because we need that fat from the yolks to give it that color and that shine in the croissant. So otherwise, you might see a little bit, some croissants are a little bit yellowish, a little bit pale. That's definitely not the color that we want to. Croissants, you gotta see them a little bit more darker in it's that crispiness. That's why when you this type of doughs, you have to bake them in a higher temperature, around 350, 360, because that's the temperature they need for the layers to open and do that's what gives it the crispiness on the croissant. The flakiness that comes from the good butter, the temperature, the lamination, and the beautiful brushing of the croissants.
And
So
then the steam also helps produce,
we don't
No.
do any steam.
no, I meant just the steam from like the butter with the
Oh
water
yes,
and the butter.
absolutely, absolutely,
The
yeah, the
layers.
layers, yes, exactly.
So it's more than just the steam then. It's the butter makes it, I mean, the eggs are making it soft, but it's also giving it that deep
Yeah.
color.
So and then the yolks makes it darker, the egg wash. So we use a air compressor to brush them. It's just faster. It doesn't damage
No, I want a air
Actually,
I want a
I'm
actual,
bringing it tomorrow so you
for
guys
the
can do it.
decorating, for
Yeah.
cake decorating, I wanted an air wash machine
We can
anyways.
buy you the industrial
Yeah.
The
compressor.
compressors, yeah, it's $100 each. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing tomorrow.
And
That's
you
way
can just,
cheaper, too,
you can just
buy
put
the
the food
compressor.
coloring in the top and just.
So we're gonna be washing all the pastries tomorrow with the air compressor, and because when you brush them by hand, you get
It's
mites.
spots,
Yeah.
it's spots,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you
it
might,
also kind of
might-
I've
yeah,
never
you-
thought about using a
Yes.
compressor for that.
And you think about a 2-day process, where you've been taking care of all the layers, the temperature, the dough, and then you're gonna damage them by brushing it.
It's
You're
so
like,
much,
yeah,
you don't wanna
yeah,
do that.
Exactly. So that's why you
Even
don't
the
have
glaze
to.
on
Love it,
that,
love
too.
it.
People
And the
put
kids
air
would love
brush
it.
in mine.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm putting that on my list.
Yeah. And it's not even that expensive. that's it, $100 and then that's it. Alright, so we're gonna mix everything together here and then we're gonna leave that ready for tomorrow. And that's it, ready. Usually when we do the egg wash, it'll hold probably like a week shelf life. And then we usually vacuum seal it and that's it.
Yada yada.
We're gonna, for the egg wash, we're gonna hand blend using the steam blender. We're gonna hand blend all the ingredients together because we need to make sure that this is liquid enough to go through the air compressor once we egg wash all the pastries. It has to be liquid enough and it doesn't have any clogs of eggs, so that might be stuck in the spray gun. That's why it has to be liquid enough. It's just easier to buy, and it's just not the quality.
Well, they also don't have staff that do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or they don't understand the concept of process and they try to rush
Yeah,
it.
and then another thing that I've seen now is that these young students, or even have young pastry cooks that they just want to just teach me, chef. Just tell me whole script
Yeah.
and tell me how to do it. And it's like
It's not like that.
no.
Even with chocolate, there was on the phone, they called me, it didn't work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I can't tell you in 5 minutes how to temper chocolate. I definitely can't do it on the phone, Like you have to.
And then supply you with the like.
What? No, I was gonna say,
It's
if
just
you
an
need
hour,
help, if you need
yeah.
like you tell us if you need help.
How hot did this get?
I don't even know why that one's up there, actually. They're just supposed to be I don't mind, I'm glad you got it.
I don't know how hot will it go?
Oh, it'll go,
Okay.
yeah, you're good.
I wasn't sure what they were. You have.
She just scrapes this up. Just making sure. I don't know the extent of everybody's knowledge, that's all I just like.
Well, and with me, it's just like, just go ahead and say it if you won't hurt. Doesn't insult me at all. Why
No,
not just-
nothing
Well, no,
insults.
some people
Nothing
wouldn't even know that you
insults us.
take
Look how many
the beans, that's why I like to make
Look
sure.
at that beautiful thing.
Okay, Laura, what are you doing?
Okay, so we are bringing the milk
Milk.
and the vanilla bean that we have scraped to a boil on medium heat. And then we are blending our egg yolks and sugar over here. Correct? How pale do you want it?
Not much.
Not
That's
much.
perfect.
So that's perfect. So something like that. Is that good? Dawn?
Yes?
Okay, good.
So now we're gonna temper it.
So we're going to temper, well, it's not boiled yet. No. So as soon as it boils, we're gonna temper. So we're gonna add a little bit of the hot liquid to the egg and sugar mixture and then put it back into
Go back to the pot.
the pot.
So this is the cornstarch. You already added it.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna add it to the.
To the egg yolks, sugar, and cornstarch until pale. My bad.
Perfect.
Make sure you add the cornstarch. Do not do as I
Do
did.
that. Otherwise, it's not gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Simmer. Otherwise, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. Y'all are so quiet all of a sudden. Like I feel like I'm on, I don't know, there's pressure or something. Yeah.
This helps us too, because then we know what else we can write in, or
Yeah.
just like
Well,
when
I
writing
just
down
missed that
everything I forgot.
cornstarch. And then we're gonna put it back into the saucepan. And we're gonna bring it to a boil. And then add the butter, correct?
Correct.
Maybe the rest of this.
pastry? The dough?
I think
Do
so.
it again. Okay.
Well, we can do one more.
Okay, so there's a, tomorrow we're making it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's quick. That's the great thing. Is a lot of these things are quick. It's just really the bread.
It's all about the style, the meat floss. The meat floss, right. And then you take your towel, a good trick for them to learn too is take that towel, it's wet, spin it,
Put it
and
around the bowl.
make a bowl at the bottom. Instead of spending $15 with a ring, just use a towel.
Yeah, we would never do that anyway. The rings would get lost here.
I've got one at home somewhere. I thought I might have put it in the bottom. What should I give you?
Well, I mean, like, I've got it all narrowed down here, so.
So, that's a good texture. Well, we
good.
are
It's
gonna.
thicker, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. We're gonna hand blend it. Smooth it out.
I'm telling you, those are what we use for everything now. Yeah. Technology.
It's amazing.
It's like technology. We use it for everything now.
Lovely.
Hey, show them what it looks like while you're doing it.
So it's really thick compared to your other pastry cream, right?
I never had the cute little one. I always had the massive.
The massive one, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got stuff we gotta stick in.
It almost glosses it up too,
Like,
doesn't it?
what?
What has happened here? Okay.
Again, like their recipes are so humble that they give you that moment and you're like, oh no, we're good.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you get that smoothness,
Wow.
and it's a little glossy too. I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about.
Bacon to your bacon.
What we've always been told.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Take your camera too for the box.
So, I borrowed this. This is a professional camera.
I know.
And you're pressing this down,
Yes.
so it's down.
You put the sugar on top of it or not?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
And for tomorrow or whenever, I have the large sugar crystals for like
No, I've heard none of that,
if you need it and some for the sell.
Oh, it's got with our old guy from France. He used to take the butter, unwrap it halfway, and go across top with the butter. So we would coat the film on top of that plastic wrap it. I wore a lot of them because I started back in '82 cooking, so I was with all the old French guys from France and the old German pastry chefs.
I want to taste that.
Yeah, hold in.
So it's important that in Italy, this one, let's get it first.
Oh, look at it. Vanilla beans on there.
She has different things she does too. She'll put like orange juice or something that's not very man. I never thought to do that either.
So you gotta do what they're
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if not, they're gonna be. See how in Italy it's already thick and
Yeah, I listen to everybody ever say.
But that's why it
What are
works
you doing?
really well with pastry or bakery. So
Boy,
it's
it's
not one
like,
bakery.
yeah, some of the girls baking come down. Why you get some more ideas on that?
Taste how much thicker. The flavor is just different.
The flavor is much, the flavor is richer.
And I've got some plastic ones underneath it too.
Guys, tasting some. Guys, tasting.
Yeah. It's still videoing?
No.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hold on, I get one of
And
these.
it's got a lot more egg in it.
Yeah, it's rich. Fortified rich, it tastes good.
Chef Ruth. Nicely done, people.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna get some ice and fill it under them. So I just want something. That thicker, the yolks and the cornstarch for the pastries, it's not good. I feel like mine always get a little bit doughy.
And then you can add some flavor if you want to flavor it. You know, you can add some
Coconut
chocolate.
cream
Yeah,
or,
yeah. So that's
Or
why
orange
it's better to go
zest
thicker
or-
and
Orange
then
zest.
just
We were just talking about with the orange zest.
yeah, yeah. Coffee. Yeah.
coffee.
And then you got for the shoe cakes, we could add some chocolate pearls in it and sugar pearls. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just writing it down. I'm not gonna forget.
That's good.
You think you're gonna remember? You
That could
won't.
be a good technique for the students to learn how like
So 2 hours is what we're going for
Yes.
our refrigerated time on the puff pastry.
Correct. This could also be a dough that you guys can freeze and then pull maybe the night before or the day before and then you refrigerate it.
Yeah. See, there I see all that butter.
Yeah.
On that one. It's like, oh my goodness.
But it's good because it's still gonna be butter with butter, so it's not much to worry about. So see, we're almost perfect there.
Now, if you had a sheeter, you would pass this with a
Ooh.
sheeter. This is you using your
Exactly,
arms.
exactly.
When you have the sheeter, it'll make it easier.
Yes.
You press that section or setting, press the button, it goes whoop.
Love it.
All right, so we're good here. Now I'm gonna go with. Do you see it?
Now it's the same.
Because that way we can do.
So you're
double-
probably there
Got
already.
you.
Double
Would you
the-
hand me that
Oh
butter?
yeah, that's what I was looking for yours. I was like, wait a minute, where is yours?
Where's?
Yeah, so now you're gonna push it out this way so it can fold down.
This is why I like these pins because they're thick.
You can press down
Yeah.
and it's even distribution.
Be careful how much flour you put too. Just enough to make it
Yeah,
not
so
sticky.
notice that I'm not using a lot of.
There you go.
So how do you know when it's width enough? So it's still too short, right? So that's when it's gonna tell you how much you have to stretch.
You can tell now that the set out is a lot more pliable.
Yes.
That first little bit really works you out.
Yeah, now it's gonna be definitely easier to. So we don't want to go too much on a like width-wise because you're gonna end up having too much dough
On the
overlap.
sides,
Exactly.
yeah.
So you just wanna focus on
The length.
the.
Do you cut your excess?
I
Okay. I have a really hard time. I'm like,
I love
to save
yes.
every bit.
Well, I do trick it a little bit because I usually leave the butter. You're gonna notice that if you think it's a little bit longer. So I usually do that. So I always have butter.
Dough stretches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting there. See? So now it meets halfway. So you are gonna have a little bit of these pockets. So we have to make sure that we stretch this a little bit better.
It's just taking me a while.
Oh no. Yeah, so you have to go this way.
Yep.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's.
Laminator, please.
I know, right?
Wow.
Once you get the dough sheeter, you're gonna be like, oh, okay.
Go cheater.
She's worked out her arms too.
Yesterday.
At the gym yesterday.
Tricep.
You know when like those muscles are, that's how I am. I'm like, oh. Or when you do squats and then you're trying to go down a stair,
I know,
you're like,
trying to use the bathroom. You're like,
Yeah.
That's
the worst.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the middle. So here's what we want to avoid we don't want these to overlap here.
Smart about that.
Like patching it a little bit.
So at your place, you make puff pastry also, huh?
Yes.
Not too many places make it anymore.
They always ask me if I'll sell it to them.
And not too many, if you look in town, there's a few places.
I love that. I've never seen anybody patch it. That's great.
And then you don't lose
Because you're still gonna fold it, so it doesn't
Exactly.
matter. I never thought about that before.
But it's not having like a bulk of dough in the middle.
I feel so
Okay,
bad.
so at this point, that's what we know.
It's my workout.
I've seen you do this though, and I'm like, oh,
no, perfect.
All right, get in there.
My
All right.
workout. We're getting
Okay.
there.
Yeah, almost there.
I seriously almost fell down the stairs one day after doing my the squats, you know. And I was trying to hold the rail. I was like, you know, because it's really bad. I know.
You get
It's
enough
the worst
workout.
thing ever.
You get enough workout in your house now.
Oh, I know. That's why I don't bother. I
I
still
went-
have the bicycle though. I do still ride the bicycle at least 10 minutes a
I
day.
started back in my garden this week.
Yeah.
I cleaned it out, patched it up.
Oh, I gotta bring you the plants then.
Yes.
I went nuts. You should hold on. I gotta show you how much I have left over. You're gonna laugh. I've already planted 80.
So we're gonna go.
I already planted 22 tomatoes.
So you guys don't
Oh, I
forget.
did 3 tomatoes here.
And I did 15 peppers, but wait to see how much I have left because this is what
So when we do
plant
puff pastry, we
yeah, I
do-
grow them.
Oh, you grow
this-
from the
this-
seed?
Yeah, this is everything I have left though. That's
Oh,
how
that's
much I
badass.
did.
So we're gonna do 2
I have plenty. I
singles,
can bring them tomorrow.
another single,
Because
and
I
a double.
did.
So I usually do this: one single,
Do all.
one single, one single, and one double.
So,
So
I
right
got
now we're
blueberry,
gonna go to the first single.
basil.
So you're gonna be
Growing green beans
checking.
around. I
So
put
that way we
seeds in
don't forget.
today.
So it's just like
Oregano,
a,
strawberry,
So did you cut?
and then I got
Did you slice
3
the
tomatoes
edges?
down
I
the
did,
middle.
and I
And I
ended
got,
up patching it in the middle.
2 cucumbers in the cucumber. I got 2 basils in the back,
Yeah, that looks good.
and then
Yeah.
I got 2 cucumbers, and I put more cucumbers down last night.
So
I
that
got,
whatever you have
uh,
excess, you can
Green
patch it
pepper,
on
and
the
I got
top.
kale up front.
That's awesome.
Okay.
All right.
It's my enjoyment for the day.
I know. It makes me so happy.
I pull my truck in, and it's right there. You take your wedding ring out too. Take your wedding ring out. Get on the show.
So guys, if you guys want some, I will
I've already lost it before.
because I can't plant anymore.
Wow.
My husband's like, you did
Do
what?
it.
I have
don't
14
do it.
cucumbers
Just clean the cheese.
and peppers too. Yeah, but wait till you see how much I have left still. If he would let me, because he
What?
keeps saying, I want it like a big, like I would do this whole room like a
I
big
got a
garden,
14
you
by
know?
18 right when I pull my truck in. It's right there.
But he keeps saying, you have like 12 acres, I have 1. You know what I mean? I took my husband.
Yeah.
I took everything for the animals, you know? So he's like, he literally just has the yard around the house that he gets to mow and keep green. So I'm like, you know, I could put the garden. He's like, no! So I have to figure out either put it with the animals or.
Raised beds are the way to roll, I tell you.
Yeah, I did a raised bed this time, but I still want to.
Okay, so while you're doing that,
Oh, is this
the
on?
length, I think it is.
Okay, it is.
So how do you know how far to go with the length?
Okay, so here, that's a great question. So once we fold it, let's say that the dough, it's, you roll it halfway, and you do, it's too high.
Yeah.
So it has to meet a point that is still, like, you're still able to roll it up. If it's like this,
Yeah.
it's too short.
And even
Exactly.
the sheeter can't take that.
Exactly. So, but this is a good point. That's what we brought the ruler.
Yeah, but when you get the sheeter, you're like,
So this is about 24 inches long.
So you only got 24 inches long.
That's a good. So now we're gonna do the first fold. Now here, I do trim the edges. Because you wanna make sure that you always have the butter meets butter. Okay, so another point here. Make sure that when you're doing the fold, it doesn't overlap inside. What I mean by this is, let's say, see that it has to be a perfect. It has to meet perfectly. So a good way to kind of like know what to do is you bring this one in, you bring this one in, and it will kind of like tell you exactly where you have to put it. That's what we're gonna put right here. So this is your first single fold.
How many times did you say you do it?
We do 5 times. So 3 single.
And are you refrigerating in between?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're gonna rinse the one out.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say because of your arms, like,
No.
how many times am I doing
I was
this?
curious how it's different from the croissant.
Oh, okay.
With, yeah.
Well, croissant, because we're doing it
There's
by
the other
hand.
one if you want this.
Yes, please. We might have to rest it like 30 minutes. Usually because you're doing the dough sheeter, it's just faster.
And this lets you see as well the underdeveloping of the gluten, while you don't want to mix it too much because of how much you're.
Exactly.
And what are you going, about a yard, you said, out? 24 inches is 24, 2 feet, okay. What you got? And you already got yard still up.
Be careful that it has like a,
Sharp one.
yeah, so.
Oh.
Where are we, Dawn? You're at 20. Woo! You need a tag team or you good? So far, so good. My butter's coming out. She's oozing a little bit. She's oozing.
Now careful, you don't want too thin on one side.
What's up, Lisa?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So when we hydrate the gelatin, we want to make sure that we soak them in cold water with ice water. Ice and very cold water. We want to make sure that the gelatin has enough room to move around, because you don't want them to get stuck to each other, otherwise they're not going to hydrate properly. So you want your gelatin to be clear and as flexible as this one. So this one is already ready to be pulled out. So once, you don't want to leave them too much time in the water because they're going to be soaking more water, and that water is going to transfer to your product. It can change your density, the texture of the mousse in this case. It has more water content, that means that it's going to have more room for bacteria to grow, and it's not going to have the same shelf life as expected. So you want to make sure that once they're ready, you're going to squeeze them as possible, get all that liquid out. That's it. You're ready to use them. So we're gonna warm up the liquids, and we're gonna whisk the sugar and the egg yolks.
And what are we looking for when we're doing the sugar and the egg? To turn.
It's just we're not pelling it, we're just mixing it together until a little bit of the sugar dissolves.
Okay.
And once the liquids are warm, we're gonna pour them into the yolks, and then return them back here to cook.
So we're just gonna temper and then.
Yes. Then we're gonna cook them to 179 Fahrenheit.
Enough?
Perfect.
Okay.
So if you want to do your vanilla, let's say like a vanilla mousse,
Uh-huh.
this is the perfect step to put some vanilla.
Okay. So what's the most interesting mousse you've ever made?
Well, most interesting, we do blue cheese, gorgonzola, a lot
Passion
of,
fruit?
yeah, passion fruit we do, yeah, mango, definitely the chocolate, the inspiration line, the strawberry, raspberry,
I'll bring you an inspiration.
yeah, all beautiful.
So you do that's what you use for all the different types of
Yes.
fruit ones?
We
Okay.
do banana mousse,
Ooh,
That was the one that has the banana flavor.
yes,
Okay, I tried that.
yeah,
the banana sounds good,
yeah,
like with
very
chocolate.
good. And we have a banana bowl.
It's the chocolate is a dark chocolate, right? And it has like a banana. I haven't tried
The
it.
roasted corn, the sugar
I love
roasted
the
corn
corn.
chocolate,
I love that.
and we make a mousse for that too. Really good.
Stop it. I like to do caramel or whatever. Caramel. That's what I do for now. I'm going to print you out pretty much.
Okay.
I will
And it
have it
works.
tomorrow. I like that.
I love it, I love it. All right, so I don't know, I might need to turn that up just a little bit. Sometimes the 350 is
Yeah,
actually
it's like-
75, so I'm going lower to begin with because I don't remember which one of these is that way. But you were asking about these. I mean, I've had most of these 5 years. That tells you a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
the whole wrap is also a very good wrap. It's also very, I only have their hands and some of the tools.
The cool thing, when we got started here, I ran into a Valrath rep who was getting ready to retire and trying to educate the county on it was tough and how much the equipment would cost. And so he found a bunch like just second-hand ball. If you could tell the balls had anything wrong with them. And so that whole first kitchen over there was stocked with all of that.
That's so
And it was
nice.
great, I know. And it was just like big pallets that were robbing.
That's great.
Just finding the right people.
I know, and it's the networking.
Yes, yes.
All right, so you can throw that in.
Okay.
A little bit more?
Okay, are we ready?
No, a little bit more.
I thought you pointed it out. I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's getting sick. Okay, so now we're good. We're gonna
Pour a little bit over here.
yes. Making it right like less.
Mix it.
We doing it, baby.
Oh, you're different, baby.
Probably a little bit more than
Oh,
that.
yeah, we can.
Yes. You get it, girl.
Can I help you at all? Tell me when.
Let's see.
Probably good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So you cooked it to that temperature that you've told us, 170,
Now she's gonna cook it to 179.
now 179. Okay.
Ooh, have to definitely work out these 3 nights. All the pastries and the breads and all the beautiful
So
things.
at this point, we're gonna use spatula
Okay.
because you don't want to create too much the foam.
Okay. I feel that on the bottom, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
we're
turn it
gonna,
down a little bit.
we're gonna definitely check with the thermometer. So you are at 165 right now.
And then get the corners too. That's a good thing.
You can just
So
fill
you
it
did
out
your
right
egg
to
yolks
the
and
bottom
sugar
and
here,
it's
just
out.
like we did with the pastry
Exactly,
cream, and then you.
So 173, 174,
What are you cooking, Phil?
179. There we go, perfect.
Okay, now what?
So now we're going to pass it. At this point, I like to hand blend it. So we can blend everything.
Just for more
Yes.
aeration?
Because in case you got any clumps, in case your temperature went up to the fire, it's the moment to run it.
Ooh, sorry. I found it.
And then we're just gonna have to a container. We're gonna put some plastic parchment, and we're gonna
I mean, if you have any fancy, you use some of your custard stuff, don't you, your, like to change the flavors? I don't know if you were using your the banana chocolate.
Oh, yeah, then you can pour it over your chocolate, you can put cocoa powder, you can do any extract flavor.
It's so much nicer when you burn like that.
Last thing. Contact.
I have lids if you want. I have lids if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna put the lid, but we have to put the plastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The skin.
Is that?
So when you roll it out, you see how you have your closing as a hook, right? So you always want to make sure that your closings are going to the sides. So you're always going to roll the dough lengthwise. So that way you can always maintain the same order for the butter. So we're going to go all the way. So you're not really going to worry too much about width. You're going to worry about length.
Okay.
Okay. So what I can way to kind of like help you is kind of like tap it like this first. So you can help it stretch a little bit
Okay.
and then hold up.
Is there a big table anywhere?
No. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Hey, what?
How important would it be for us to put in wooden surfaces in there?
Doesn't have to be all of them, because you like,
It's
I
just
like
the
this
kids
where-
are so hard. I'm just worried about the sanitation
Oh, yeah.
of it. It's like,
I'll put one table, one table.
Yeah.
And then you get some granite or marble,
Yeah.
granite or marble, and the rest.
You gotta ask the board of health lady what she's gonna say. You know, she's gonna put
Here's
it
what we're gonna-
around. What she said.
I think that's so hard that they can put all their energy.
right?
Again, if you have a sheeter.
Yeah.
So at the end of the year, when all the students that yardstick over there?
Just makes me feel like I'm making progress.
So, very nice. You guys are seeing your combination.
What do you do with your cutoffs?
We always keep it for palmiers or de pasando, we do monkey bread,
Yeah.
cinnamon rolls. So one thing that I didn't show you before is when you do your folds, you always want to make sure that your butter is like very flat as possible. So once you do your
First fold,
make
roll
sure
it a
that
little
you-
bit.
Exactly.
Got you.
And that way you always keep your dough very, very flat. Right?
Sarah kept trying to get, because I wanted her to double the recipe before, so I'm trying to do it with her. The butter ball, you know, so we could, I'm like, how do we push it to make it happen?
And we keep trying to figure it out, we just keep pumping it and pumping it. Because it's either the whole big mixer or the little.
Like hand is hard.
Yeah,
Alright.
and no shooter.
That, I protected at all costs.
You want to use the Republica or you want to use the Philippines?
Yeah. The good thing about that's a whole chocolate, so it's, probably it makes sense.
Oh yeah, plus the bonbons.
They can buy the whole.
So, when you guys live
Look at
here,
that!
do you, cut off the AC and everything?
Check out the AC down the school.
I was wondering about chocolate, if they start doing some of the chocolate.
For the pork? For the, oh, for the brown chocolate? I use that one, the baton fish, that's right there. 48%. Yeah. And I usually, this one is the thin one. She usually, we don't have the thicker one anymore, right? But the one that has a little bit thicker one. It's a lot more chocolate. Yeah, I like the
They told me I have to get a pallet or something crazy instead of.
That's what they say. I understand that.
Have you seen the milk chocolate ones that we have though? I know how big those are. They're yummy too. No, I'm ready tomorrow. Bring it down.
That means that we're gonna scale everything. So we're gonna do 450 heavy cream,
How much?
450 grams.
Okay, so you got that, all right, now what else?
525, sorry, 625 divided into is 313.
Is it 13?
Yes, with dark chocolate.
A dark chocolate?
And then we have the gelatin sheets. And we 350 grams of the head of the first mix.
I'm gonna bring the whole, grab some scissors.
Shake it, yeah. It just separates the fat.
450.
450 easy. Then we're gonna whip it softly. So here's another trick, especially when you want me to turn this on because.
I think I did. Is it
Okay.
on?
So when we do mousse, depending on the type of chocolate that you're using, of course it has more cocoa butter content. So and depending on where are you gonna put it, you're gonna put it in a cup, in a glass, in a mold. Then you whip your heavy cream more, or exactly. So if we're gonna use it for a filling, I will whip it foamy. If it's gonna go in a glass, I will leave it a little bit soft. Not little, but soft paste. Very soft paste. And we also have to keep in consideration the temperature of what we call the ganache. Once we mix the cream with the chocolate, you have a ganache right there. So we have to take the temperature. So when we add the cream, it's not too hot, but it's gonna make it very rich.
And another thing that affects your recipe is this is 55%. Other ones are 65, 70, 80, whatever. It's going to change your recipe.
I got busy listening to you.
Sorry.
No, I didn't too.
You can try it too if you guys want.
I
This is
want
a
to.
very
55%.
This is 55%, yeah. It's just neutral. It's a nice neutral one, so you can add other flavors. But if you wanted different flavors, you can go up. Like we love the 65%. And the Valrhona has so many yummy flavors.
The reckon is that they have a good price point and the chocolate comes with like old.
Bulk, yeah.
So it's a great product.
Yeah. What is your milk?
But like bulk, they do have one. I just haven't brought it in 'cause it's a
Yeah.
blend. This is a single origin, so they specialize in single origins, like 100% from Ecuador. The milk, I think, is from maybe 3 or 4 different regions there
Yeah,
in
the
South
Peru?
America. No, the blend, because they have a
Oh,
bulk
really?
milk. Yeah, I just haven't
Oh.
brought it, so if you want it, I can get it. But
Okay,
it's a
yeah.
blend, and it's way cheaper too.
Okay.
Because they have little 5.5 pound bags that are single origin as well. So she likes the Peru. They make an Ecuador one that I really like too. But yeah, for bulk. But so for those 5.5s, I think they're like maybe $9 to $10 a
Oh,
pound.
yeah, but this is.
This is like $5.50, or $6 maybe tops. The prices are changing right now though, because
Yeah.
cocoa's getting hit pretty hard. So cocoa prices are going up. But I'm hoping within the next 6 months, as long as they get a good yield on this next crop, we should be back to normal. But anyways, it's going to change your recipe. That's the only point I'm getting at. Is based on the chocolate, based on the cocoa percentage, based on the cocoa butter in your chocolate. It's all different.
Why do you like the Peruvian?
I like the flavor of the cacao. It's just more fruity.
It's fruity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You'll
not as
notice
robust and.
Well, some locations will be like ashy or
Yeah.
because they have like volcanic
Yeah. I don't like it too
activity.
much like that.
Some pick up the fruity hints that she's talking about. Like you'll find different chocolates have different things in it. You'll never know. Like you could taste it and be like, oh, it's terrible, but you can use it in
Yeah.
some recipe or pair it with something, and then it's phenomenal.
My son knows that I keep it. So he don't.
The good stuff?
Yeah, the good stuff.
He's never gonna be able to
Yeah,
have
I know.
Hershey's.
You're like, you're spoiled.
Listen, we take the kids to different countries every summer. So we've been to Italy, Greece, France, and it does make you a cheese and a chocolate snob.
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
and wine.
Well, we can't do that one, but
Oh well, I mean for you.
there you go, kids.
Yeah.
I would like a job for a few more years. Okay,
All right. So we're gonna melt this one. Do we have microwave?
we do.
Okay. We can melt this over there.
She used to make mine in the oven overnight. Cream.
Yeah. No.
Just make the cream, the butter, the chocolate, and stuff in the oven overnight.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, it's right here.
You're welcome.
Okay.
My bad.
So.
Turn it. It's on your food. I was like, my food is right there.
350 grams of caramel glass.
I gave up. I just wanted it to see her face. Instead of this. Is it this way?
Try to pull it back.
This is how mine is too. But see, it's twisting towards me. Is it straight? It's not straight.
It's not out.
Oh. Is that? It's still gonna go right in front of your face. My bad.
Okay, so I think
And
we're
you
gonna
have it all on
caramel glass.
video.
Let's do a white and a milk chocolate tomorrow. All right, so we have 350 grams of caramel glass, which is still pretty warm. So I'm gonna
What you need?
Like a spatula or something. If you guys were going to do this, let's say we do the crème glace, but the next day we're gonna do the mousse. You just have to bring it up in a double boiler, back again to 82,
The grandma
the
glaze?
crème glace, and then just dissolve the gelatin.
So the gelatin has to be dissolved at about 82.
Yes.
Okay. If it's a little higher, not so bad, but not any lower.
At least 50. At least 50. Well, I'm talking about Celsius, so
Like 125,
yes, exactly.
130.
Yeah.
What is it? You add 70? Is that what it is? I can't remember what the conversion is.
I remember.
So if 82 is 179, like probably that, yeah, I would say like 120,
Ish.
20, 30, 30. Okay, so now it's dissolved.
Okay.
So now here's the point of density. So we should not add this to here because this is heavier than the crème glace. So now we're gonna do a ganache. Now we're gonna do crème glace to chocolate.
Just because of the weight of the different parts.
Exactly.
And usually on the question on the creme brulee, should it be thick, a little thicker, or does that have something you want?
The crème glace?
Yeah.
No, that's a perfect texture, yeah. Try that.
Okay. All right, so is this something we're just gonna
If
slowly
it's too
add?
thick, you
Exactly.
can
So
curdle
as
it.
you pour,
That's why I want them to do it, so you.
there's gonna be like a three stages. You're gonna add a little bit.
I do think this is going to be the best though, because then the kids can do 3 different things, just make it
Yeah.
into one.
And they can see the difference
Yeah.
in all of them, all 3. And then, like she said, switch it up, do a souffle. So
Right.
you see what egg whites do differently than.
That tells you 2 different
I
things.
really like that.
And also, you use that for making your ice cream mix.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got 3 things out of one batch. Or no more than that.
Ice cream would be phenomenal. I think it was right away.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna fold in the
And that's why you want all these things ready too, because if it sets too quick.
no.
The other one.
Always keep density again.
There we
So
go.
lighter to
Is it okay if I use this?
yeah, absolutely. So I usually do it in 2 stages.
Okay, so I would have probably done this heavier. I would have mixed this longer so it's good to see how loose.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it'll come out looking curdled if you
Yeah.
over whip it. Another thing is that chocolate, they have to stick with this mix being a certain temperature or else it'll curdle your thing too when you fold it in. And they need to be prepared, like how she had you mix all
All
this
3 of
out.
them.
Yeah, because then
But
if this
this will
gets
be
too
too much
cold, it can
sweeter.
set harder and then you can't fold your cream, so there's lots of variables.
Almost there.
And you would have increased your gelatin if you were gonna use this as a cake stand, correct?
Yes.
But maybe one more sheet for this
One more
half-
sheet,
half
yeah,
batch.
yeah. I'm gonna show you a technique.
Okay.
Because you're working with dark chocolate. The longer that you take, it's gonna get stiffer, and you wanna make sure that you always appreciate the curve of this spatula. So as you mix in,
It matches the
you
whole.
use both hands, and then you're scraping from the bottom and top. That way it takes longer, and your arm doesn't get higher, and you're actually increasing your. That way you don't have to be like doing so many.
Okay. That's
Be careful scraping it from the spatula too, if it's, then you'll get your chunks of chocolate.
Yep.
So no chunks of chocolate here, right?
the recipe we had was like take the whipped cream, add it to the chocolate. No, opposite, chocolate with the whipped cream. And when we did that, that's when we had chunks.
It probably conceals it, because that's can't be too warm, that can't be too warm.
So that was just too cold.
Yeah, but you put all, like, you would pour all that in there too, with the shock stuff.
No, I did not, we just did it a little at a time, but we were doing it.
And the reason, and also just put one plastic layer down tight so you don't get a film. You don't want that film. Because once they go in there and start digging in there, you get that.
So you notice on everything we use adobo, so that way you can protect it, no bacteria, you keep the temperature down, humidity. So tomorrow you're gonna be able to scoop this when you're gonna do canal, whenever you're gonna cake, anything that you wanna, you can do a plate of dessert too.
Okay, pipe it.
Pipe it.
Well done, Lauren. Get a tasting stick.
All right.
You want one of them to do the Swiss and one of them to do the Italian?
Yes.
A lot of buttercream.
Yes.
And we'll see which one's your favorite before I wash it.
Alright, so we're gonna save this one for tomorrow, so that way we can do milk, and we can do, oh sorry, I didn't have to guys.
It's
I
still
go too
completely
fast,
different
tell me
once
to
it's
slow
cut.
down.
Once it chills.
Yeah, yeah.
See how it's not that sweet
It's
either?
not very sweet.
Yeah.
I love her people.
So we have maybe bring the dulce tomorrow, so we can do
You gonna do a dulce
the
mix?
gravel, and then we'll do the.
That would be great.
Okay. So it's just great because it's just the same recipe that you can just alternate and use switch around, so it's that easy one.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna do good.
Yes.
I'm just something wrong.
Oh, no. I'm trying to turn this on.
Okay, so are we doing Swiss or Italian here?
Swiss on this one then, because now this will work.
Okay.
Unless it was the other bowl. No, this is fine, because it's not really touching. It's just making sure we don't cook the egg, so it's nice and it's a little bit elevated. This should be fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to scale your egg whites. So it's going to be a double batch, which should fill it over here. That should be plenty to do.
Yes.
So you're going to do 16 ounces of egg whites and 2 pounds of sugar in here. And then, yeah, and we're going to just keep stirring it over the double roller. You can cook it to a set temperature, or you can just wait until the sugar is completely dissolved in the egg white. And we're going to take it off and here, just let it wet. While that's cooking, we can start the other one if you want. And she's going to do the other
She's
one.
gonna do the other.
Okay. But the whole thing is whip it until it's cold, and you're just gonna see it's nice and burning, and then we'll add pieces of butter in there.
Okay, so you just whip it till it's all
Yeah,
right.
I like this because it's one pot.
One and done. One
So you'll see that one too, and then you can taste and compare. With this one, you're gonna have to cook the maple syrup at lunch first. But then you also have to be ready. Yeah, I like. It's so yummy. You're like Italian. So you're gonna do yeah. So this sugar and water, you're gonna put in here, but you also wanna have egg whites and already down. Oh, you can't have it.
Is this measured out already for something?
No, that was just the extra that was there, and I think you have extra even more somewhere. So that's not done.
Oh no!
Well, you may have to do a small. See if that's if there's 12 ounces from there. If anything, we'll just make your recipe smaller, because that'll be plenty for the cake. I'm trying to think, was there anything else we're gonna do where we're gonna have egg whites left over? Because we did bread, cookies, we'd use the whole thing.
She's gotta do some more anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
I know they dumped, part of them dumped out and they were overflowing, so I just cleaned it up and dumped it.
That's fine, we'll have egg in it, so we can do something else with it too. I was like, those are pretty egg whites. But, you could do the egg whites over there, and then have them start mixing cheese
keep these yours.
And this.
We can keep it for the, yeah.
So it's a tiny. That's why I like that one. It's kind of soft chocolate. I don't really.
Yes, because we're gonna be brushing the space
There
for.
we go.
This type of one. So I like to know every method just in case. But like sometimes you don't have, let's say maybe you don't have enough sugar to make that stew now. There's less sugar here and you have just enough to make your syrup and then pour there. Yeah. You blend them all. And then sometimes you don't have eggs at all, but you have sugar butter so American, you know. But it's just I always had to play it because I didn't know somebody would wipe down my egg stash. So you've got what's his name? But we could do smaller. Because both recipes will take pretty much 2 pounds of butter. I should have brought pasteurizing because that would save me a lot.
Well, and I don't know, I may even have some like it. Let's see how much. 2 pounds of sugar. Oh, you're using ounces now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, for the buttercream.
You're just keeping us awake.
I can convert it. You want to do half of it? I'll save you guys a track later.
When you're making your stuff too, do they change
Oh,
the
thank
butter
you.
on the under?
I don't have service in here.
I don't even know. I don't know how to service it in the hotel. It's like a Bermuda triangle.
I mean, not normally. Pounds. I'm just gonna put it over this and mix it
Yes.
with a whisk.
You can. I actually. What do you do? Whisk or spatula?
Right here? I just do a whisk, but again, normally I'm cheating and I have this.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to wash anything else. Man, that's not what I did, though. Well, I was going to say.
Just use that one. And we'll let the dishwasher do it.
Oh my god, that is on there. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. I just wanted to make sure I got it. Yeah, normally I just sit there and do this. But at least that's easy enough.
Yeah, the amount is anyway. It's not a very big batch. So if I was using, you know, the 60-quart mixer though, we would have to do something like this, yes?
Yeah, so, okay, that was the other reason why I would do Italian, because I used to have to do the 60-quart mixer, so I can't do a double boiler for all that. So you could just whisk your eggs and do the right that way, and then pour your syrup in, and that's how you can do a super large batch.
I think that's what they do at the donut place right now. They have 2
I had
chefs.
tried once, I had the big bowl, and I had tons of egg whites in it, and I was trying to use the button, and I was like, nope, Italian it is.
Testing over with your school?
What?
All the testing over with your school?
No, we just talk a little bit more.
Or for the day?
No, not for today. I hate, normally I can rewrite on this too. I didn't want you to have to cry more eggs. No worries. I was like, we can cheat, let's do that. Oh. It's good, rest of it.
what type of icing do you guys use?
We do, actually we do a French style. So we do a syrup with the milk, with sugar. We whip our eggs, and then we bring the syrup to a boil, and we pour it onto the eggs, and then we start adding the butter. So it's like a...
That's a very delicate.
Yes, yeah, but it's so smooth and the flavor, the next day it doesn't really get very hard, it's still like very smooth. It's pretty easy, but it gets a lot of butter to it. That's the one that we use mostly for like any type of cake or opera. When we do our opera cakes, we use that type of butter.
Okay. So do you ever use like a regular American buttercream butter?
We use Swiss. Yeah, I like Swiss.
Swiss.
Yeah.
But not much on the American.
No.
It's so
no.
much sweeter, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. And I like trying to always keep the sweet point. I don't like things that are too sweet. And I try to always keep that balance. Especially because like now trends is going towards, losing up the amount of sugar in the products.
Yeah. And if you're in America, we're going to add the sugar.
Yeah.
I have noticed that going to France and
Yeah.
Spain. So much sugar. We definitely support Dixie Crystal. Don't we? That's,
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal, so you want us to cook this. Go ahead and whip these first.
Yeah.
So they're ready.
I've got your mixer set up.
You got me set? Yeah.
Go quickly. I had to charge that.
Yeah. I know, that's the problem with the double boiler. I know, it's nowhere on it, I can't tell.
Was it that?
Yeah.
That flavor. That.
Oh, that's true, it's their own.
It's pretty big, so it should be probably about 40 pounds.
It's very good.
I like it.
It's thicker than what I get from US Foods. And it probably doesn't cost me more. That's $5.50 somewhere around there, depending on the week.
How do they determine the fat on it? Because I mean, it says total fat 5 grams, saturated fat 3.4, I want to say 18%. So are they normally these added? But that doesn't seem right. Do you have a cholesterol?
No, if you say.
Because normally it's supposed to say 30 something. or
Yeah.
40.
Yeah. I would just, did you look at,
Probably
say
30%.
percent fat? Percent milk fat in Kroger, heavy cream. Percent milk fat.
These next one, hey, look at that.
Oh, it's 41%. It's 41%.
Oh wow, yeah.
I read it like 40 earlier.
Okay, so how much do you want this to be?
So I usually just touch it to see if you can still feel the sugar. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
A little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so what have you got over there going on?
The egg whites and now the sugar.
So we're doing the same thing, yours is just not heated, and mine is.
And mine uses a simple syrup. Then I'm going to
So
pour
pour
over.
over it.
You do it Italian and then you do it Swiss. So it's same as the Swiss meringue, it's double boiler. Italian meringue is with a simple syrup that you have to cook it to 118 Celsius.
So it's interesting to get that different of a product
Yeah.
when basically you're adding heat to both things.
Yes.
And yet,
It also is for the type of use that you're going to be doing. That if it's what's more stable.
okay. time to come.
So then you can actually do, this is when I start baking my cake and doing everything else, and I leave that with me. I'm like, you honestly could do something else. What else can we do? Do you want to do the other,
Yeah,
is
we
it
can
time
do
control?
That's what I was going to do.
We're gonna save these notes for tomorrow. Alright.
Fahrenheit or something? 250.
Yeah, I'm just here.
It's right around out. Yeah, sugar, yeah.
Irene, yeah, she invited me, but we're going to this.
Oh, good for you.
Friday. Like, I'm on a break for this.
That one there, I mean, strip that from the back right there.
Still already at this milk again. What if I get her?
probably easier for the students to make. This is the Swiss one, right?
Yeah.
Easiest one to make. Normally they follow the recipe.
Yep. So easy, your ingredients, flavor, and whatever you want.
I think. Chocolate coating.
Oh, I didn't taste it yet. Yeah, I know, I told you so many variables.
That took you about ready, yeah? What do you put the time on this at? Or we just feel
There's no
like
time, just until it's cool, yeah. So if you throw your butter in there, it melts it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's why I said you can do whatever you want now. If you need dishes, you can be making your cake. You have mousse. Now we can roll this out.
We all that time, man. I don't know for the students. That's what I learned when I was doing all that.
They can do groups just like we did here. They can have this half of the classroom does this method, the other half does that. And we'll all mix it. Maybe they can make their cakes,
Yep.
make sure they're cool, and they can start decorating.
How's that one doing? That could be a while on that one, right? That one be a while or not?
No, it probably should be about the same. Because they're both just meringues, just two different types of meringues. So they both
This is one of the times now, right?
yeah, because you already poured the hot water.
We play more of the Swiss than the immediate time.
I only did the Italian because we had to do the dishes before the butter. I tried. I did try to do the butter.
So your department, the case department is the Palmieri Magazine,
Yes.
with the prosciutto and the basil on the inside too, or no? Or I just didn't cheese one.
For what we're gonna do with that?
The Palmieri with the,
No, we don't do those.
no?
No.
In case you guys could make the deal, the video, you make your own Palmieri.
Yeah.
You like the shit.
I'm gonna ask Lori to look through the folder.
Oh, you gotta leave. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out about 10 minutes, but, okay. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, but we're gonna actually use it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're here tomorrow. I just wanna actually show you the, see how you can
Yeah, all the layers, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it tomorrow.
That's used already. Another 5
It's
minutes.
getting there, it's still a little warm, but we need those butter cut up too.
Probably 5 minutes, that'll be ready too. Maybe a nice piece of marble would be good for if you can do any chocolate work.
Yeah, good idea.
Maybe go to get a cut-off piece they can put on the table for you. Scrap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is scrap and it has cool and marble.
Hold and roll 3 times, correct?
Yes. So please get the single. When I rest that, then I'll do the last double. When I keep it in the clear.
So when you say double, you're gonna fold it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And mainly
So
for
a double will be.
Temperature too? Yeah, 'cause you don't want it to melt your butter.
that one is,
So a double will go 3/4 and a quarter. And
and
then
then all the way. I got you. Okay.
usually it's like a new technique for how to cook.
Okay.
Or just take something with the butter not that long and then either mash it a little or if you want to put a little. There you go. And then throw a little juicy butter on there. Whatever, whatever. But sometimes I'll take it and shoot it out of there. Because it's not really nice. But it's so great. If you want, I don't know if you have books or anything, but you can try to soften the butter in your hand and start throwing pieces in. You gotta take a piece and pound it or something out tomorrow ahead of time to back up. That's the only other thing I can think of is using it on. Yeah, so don't put it over and then, soften the foot, let the brain sit up. Let the brain
You get the mirrored look on your horrible glaze. Yeah, the mirror glaze.
What
You could
color?
I don't know what color you want to do.
I usually do the dark, yeah, the dark one. It's for the
You can do that
after.
with the, oh sorry, I was gonna say you could put the powder too.
Yeah, we put the powder, yeah, put powder, gelatin, the absolute, yeah, we have absolute great.
If you want to color it, you
I
can
put it behind me, sorry.
Yes.
The butter.
Yeah, white chocolate,
And
and
you
you can
can-
have the color.
But what gives it the shimmer look? Is that the gelatin?
Gelatin,
Yeah.
the glaze.
The great, yeah, the
What
absolute.
glaze is
It's
absolute?
called absolute. It's from the same company from Barcelona. They have it's a pumpkin. And then that's what we use to make glaze for the pastry, raisins.
I got you, I got you.
It gives you like a shiny.
Yeah, that shiny look.
Yeah, definitely love gelatin.
I think this is gonna be easier for the soup.
This here one is that. And that one.
Yeah, because then they have time and you get the soup behind it.
What are you talking about?
Which method's better for the soup, you can stay behind it.
Any chance to have their phone for a timer, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you in for 2 weeks, but you can't get to have their phone.
I'm not gonna allow them at all.
I don't either.
I'm not gonna allow them at all. I'm not allowing them in the classroom. And then we go through do the same thing. I've decided, now that I've been out for a year, I'm not doing it. Now, our administration was supporting that. And one of the ways they're taking attendance, some of these teachers, is if the phone is in the cubby.
Oh,
I
wow.
think that's what I'm gonna do. Wow,
That's genius.
that's your attendance. I've got one of
There you
those.
go.
I
Take
know,
it on
right?
vacation. Put your cell phone.
Put your phone in the little holder. If your phone's not in the holder, you're not here. You don't get paid.
Exactly. And I know that you're gonna be, you are going to show up.
That's right.
Then your phone is going to.
Then you get into now liability. I bet you some phone.
What liability? I went to school. My parents didn't call me the whole time.
No, I mean like if someone steals the phone.
There was no double.
But here's the thing, they're not gonna steal them because they can't get into those. Like, I can't get into your phone.
Okay, good.
It's different now, because of all the password protections and everything. Kids, we're just finding they're not stealing each other's phones really because plus they usually got a watch and they can find who's
Yeah,
going
find it.
anywhere in the whole
Yeah,
building.
imagine that you take to the find my phone and
They
everything.
do.
Nobody needs until.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I for so long allowed it. And do you think the administration will support it here?
Okay, let's talk about it. It's taken.
She better. go big or go home, that's my motto.
Can you come talk to me about this?
She needs you.
Oh, sorry.
What are your thoughts?
It was looking good.
It's okay. It's amazing how it went down. You know, so that was like,
But once they get more of the percent, but you can order for us.
You guys want to see this bacon before I think? When you see this bacon 2 weeks ago? You can have it.
No, I just.
her mom had a bakery.
Yeah, I know.
And she's so thoughtful. She thinks to me, she does it.
She's a smart kid.
Yeah.
When I pulled in there, I'm like, where are all the kids at? We usually they pull in there, no.
There's no way I could have done this.
Yeah, I know. I see why.
And that's why when she said she could do this week, I was like, oh my gosh, the stars aligned in the week.
Right now.
Yes.
Well, it's amazing when you add the butter how, you know, deflated over here and here.
Yeah, all the fat.
Is the amount of whipping okay, or should I turn it up a little?
You're fine. I only turned it up here because the butter was cold, so it curdles what it looks like. And you just leave it whipping until it comes back together. That's something that you should make sure you just panic about and see what they do. Because I remember my first time, I forgot to pay for it and it made all my touches leak. Yeah, and then they were
That's like when I made the
Just raise it.
holidays and the food process. We made how I know you're not.
The last fall
Whatever.
tomorrow because it's getting too much. It needs to rest a little
Yeah.
more.
I was gonna say I saw you
Yeah.
off again. Sorry. I'm so sorry for your console.
So we're gonna leave the last fall tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Because the door is starting to do too much resistance, so we're gonna have to.
So tomorrow,
Tomorrow, as soon as we come, we give it last fall, and then we do the other.
I wasn't sure if they say about butter sitting on the cart.
the only thing I can do with that is, do a little mix.
From those pastry shops that we're talking, look, you see the 2 cake, you butter on the cart. For this kind of shit. But when you're making a 40 or 50 quart mixture, it's so nice when it's still out. We're almost there, Ken.
So, and you feel it with your hands. This man, that's something else you can
Have a little one there.
She is sweet as everything this week. She's been very sweet this week.
That's good. That's strong.
But her mom has gotten another job. So
She's
she's
doing jewelry.
she goes back to the Swiss classes and still in
Another
Fort
Tiffany?
Virginia. Yes, she agreed with Tiffany. It's Friday's her last day. And she is going to
That's one of the units that
really excited. It's the most work everybody's having.
I mean, I've done the molds and. Oh, good. I'm looking at the hardest part now.
She will, I mean, right now we're getting the best of it all. She is not so. She realizes that.
Which
That's
part
her
of the
job.
city?
And eventually she's going to be like the beach, plaza area.
I'm just talking about the plastic ones.
Oh, I know here.
They're cheapy and.
I have a nice restaurant on
They're
the
not good
other
at all.
side,
These are college.
right there on Piedmont. My buddy said a bone. They know not to go in the bones and lots of people get shot. Bones don't fuck around like that. Susan in this morning, it's very good. And they know everybody.
Okay.
They know those, everybody. Everything's over there.
Get over that, Greg.
When Justin was in Cameron Morton, when he had the riots in Atlanta, remember? We got a call from the police chief an hour ahead of time. Hey, close up. They're gonna be coming your way. Get your people out. We got people out in front of your store. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. The guy next door that had to put the garbage in through the window was taking care of the police department. They did his store, not one. We used to be all the time, not anymore.
They can still say things till tomorrow, right? They're not gonna get mad at you?
I won't be here till that matter.
Okay.
And as long as, yeah,
Now you're looking good. Look at that.
Yeah, just let it come together. And then I scrape the side of the brain and then let it keep whipping until it comes together. Okay. Perfect.
Drop it down, chef, so you get the bowl. Can you drop it or no?
I'll take some of that something cheap.
There you go, chef. Get the pros from Denver.
you're doing it, babe.
This is the best kind of learner for you ladies.
Oh my gosh. So excited.
Other than another
I've been so excited.
bullshit. If you would, hey, listen, if you would have went to the class, okay, the $2 grand, maybe 15 or 20 to send the class.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm like, this is just like,
I went to a
I don't know why
CA.
it won't pop. It's off, it just is loose, that little.
You gotta bend that back clip out. I went to a couple CIA classes in California and Napa. When you go, you expect to see like 3 or 4 people doing the chef. Fucking learn that. That's all it is. Going in these fuckers to go to school. Ray paid for anything. It's 83, it's 83, it's 83 outside right now. We'll be in the 80s.
At 4 o'clock, they'll turn this up.
You're up there. Check.
Oh, did it come together? Yay! Yep, and then if it gets hard, which it shouldn't, if it's gonna be 80 in here, you would just flash it with the
Torch.
torch. Okay. But you can taste the difference if you want. If
Yeah.
you taste a difference.
You can taste a big difference. So put
I
it
think
down.
it's more like marshmallow.